The Beatles worked briefly on the song Something during the Get Back, Let It Be sessions, and we're going to eavesdrop on some of those sessions here on Pop Goes the 60s. This video is somewhat of an answer video to a YouTuber by the name of Vin Cognito, and his name is Vinny Caggiano, and he and his guest James Corbett often do musical theory videos and breakdowns of Beatles songs, and they had just recently done the song Something. And this channel is would be any of you who are really interested in music theory and appreciation for that kind of thing. This is a channel you want to check out. They've done breakdowns of Beatles songs like I Am the Walrus, Here, There, and Everywhere, Within You, Without You, I Will, You're Gonna Lose That Girl, Michelle, and several others. So in their video on the song Something, they wondered if there were any rehearsals that would shed some light on how this song was formed, and kind of prodded me to come up with something. And I thought, well, let me have a look here. I wasn't planning to do this video, but I think I have enough to offer something kind of interesting here. And the Beatles in the studio are always interesting. So as many of you know, the origins of Something started at the tail end of the White Album sessions. And George was already recording, putting on overdubs for the song Piggies when he played it, and producer Chris Thomas heard it. And he recognized the strength of the song at that time. George wanted to finish Piggies, and they did that, and there was really no time to record other songs for that album. So it sat until January of '69 when the Beatles got together to do Get Back and these Let It Be sessions. So late in January 1969, on the 28th to be exact, George Harrison runs through the song Something twice with the full band. And there were two lengthy run-throughs, and this was 2 days before the rooftop concert. And on the 28th, I don't even think the Beatles were quite sure they were even going on the roof at that time. So they had a lot to get done in the next couple days. And they only did this song twice, but what progress they made. Now, one of the things that maybe hindered George from bringing this song up earlier is he didn't have any of the lyrics really done. He was not satisfied with where he was at with the lyrics.
What could it be, Paul? Something in the way she moves.
It's in your head each time.
Think of what attracted me at all.
Just say whatever comes in your head each time. Attracts me like a cauliflower until you get the word.
Yeah, but I've been through this one like for about 6 months.
You haven't had 15 people joining in though.
No. I mean, just that line, I couldn't think of anything like a... But it's not as easy to say, like it's...
Something in the way she moves.
Screwdriver. No, it's alright. You know, like counter melody. Sing, do you know the melody?
So here's a quote from George. I could never think of the words for it, and also because there was a James Taylor song called Something in the Way She Moves, which is the first line of that. And so then I thought of trying to change the words, but they were the words that came when I first wrote it. So in the end, I just left it as that and called it Something.
That's all F sharp, but it's got to have a bass line. It was like 2 of those verses, but end. The second one, instead of going, it goes, there we go. Can you put this mic on PA?
So George is clearly running the session here, and he's emphasizing the beautiful melody and the chord progression that goes with it, and he starts teaching Paul some of the root bass notes.
Attracts me like a pomegranate. We could have that. Attracts me like a pomegranate. Oh, where's my drink mouth? Attracts me like a... You see, there's the timing on the... which is quite important. Then in the way she moves, attracts me like a moth to a pomegranate. Something in the way she moves. Don't want to leave her now. You know I believe in how. I was saying, well, did you know who missed the show? And to a chorus of, I don't know. Fancy Joe missed the show.
Mr. Show, I thought you said.
Missed the show.
Mr. Brown.
Missed the show. Missed the show.
What do you know, Mr. Show? I don't know.
Yeah.
See, that's what I thought you were
What do you know now, Mr. Show? I don't know. Did you hear him play Mr. Joe? Mr. Joe, and then you can have the next one. Did you know Mr. Show? Oh, did you know? Do you know Mr. Show? No, I don't know. I don't know. Down. Do you know now, Mr. Joe? I don't know. Oh, you could just say the Mr. Show.
I like.
And I don't know.
What do you know, Mr. Show?
It'd be nice that one, like.
You try and make sense of it every time, every line.
Yeah.
Then you've got to stop every time. You can just go on and then go back over it.
Yeah.
Or don't, depending on what happens.
Okay, they're still working on the words, and we move from cauliflower to pomegranate, so you can see they're making some progress here. So the mood seems light, and Paul is starting to understand the bass that he's got to add. John is getting some lyrical clarity, and as always, Ringo is right there with him. Now, the other thing that's going on is John is also giving some advice on not trying to understand the lyrics too much at this point so as to not lose momentum for the song. It's always fun to hear these guys work. So what I've done is I've made a composite of these 2 long takes to create a single performance. Check it out. So this is an example of how quickly a song of theirs can come together when they're locked in and excited about a song. So I want to contrast this song with All Things Must Pass and Two of Us, two other songs that I delved into quite a bit here on the channel. And in the case of Two of Us and All Things Must Pass, the lyrics were done, but the arrangement of the song was not. And we saw how much the band struggled in the studio to try to get that and rehearse that to a workable song. And in this case, with Something, the lyrics are not even half done, but George has got the intro, he's got the verses and the chorus, he's got the bridge, he's got it all worked out, so the others fall right into it. The online version of Express Magazine recently had an article called "The Day George Harrison Quit Over Terrible Rows and Bullying," and this was August 30th of 2020. Here it stated, "Harrison wanted more acknowledgement for his own compositions, but Lennon and McCartney constantly shot down new tracks like the future classic Something." So whoever wrote that did not listen to these recordings at all. These were the only two times they went through that song, and I didn't hear any rejection in there. But again, any song by Harrison that didn't make it onto Let It Be or Abbey Road is considered rejected, no matter how much they put into it. So on the 25th of February, George Harrison entered the studio on his birthday to record demos of All Things Must Pass, Old Brown Shoe, and Something. So I think he was positioning all three of these songs to be recorded by the Beatles, or if they weren't going to record them, by somebody else. George Harrison had Joe Cocker in mind at this point for Something, who I believe did record it. Other people that did covers of the song were James Brown, Lena Horne, Ray Charles, Bert Kaempfert, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, Shirley Bassey, the O'Jays, Liberace, and Booker T and the MGs. His most famous cover is probably the Frank Sinatra cover, where he was impressed with the song, calling it the greatest song of the last 50 years. Now, Sinatra also made the mistake of calling it a Lennon McCartney song, but he corrected that mistake in 1978, and from that point forward was crediting it to George Harrison. Here's what George said about Frank Sinatra covering the song. "At the time, I wasn't particularly thrilled that Frank Sinatra did Something, but I'm very pleased now who's ever done it. I realize that that's a sign of a good song is when it has a lot of cover versions." And it's the second most covered song in the history of their whole catalog, so that is saying something. So one last cover I'd like to mention here is my favorite, and it's by Elvis Presley. Now, Elvis very rarely did a Beatles song, and he did Something for his 1973 Aloha from Hawaii TV special. Now, he had also done the song Something. He rehearsed it in 1970, and I happen to have a clip of this on camera, and he was just rehearsing it very casually. A great singer with a great song is always going to yield a great result. So I'll have a link for that at the end of this video. So let's close this up by hearing a little bit of what John and Paul had to say about the song Something.
What were your own favourite numbers? Which were you particularly satisfied yourself on this LP? Which ones stand out?
Well, I like Come Together. That's a great one, which is John's one.
Yeah.
I like Something, George writes. I think it's, for me, I think it's the best he's written.
I've heard whispers that it will be the next American single.
No, if anything, it might be the B-side. I think we probably put Something out as a single out there. I think that's about the best track on the album, actually, George's track. And they had it, you know how they always get our records before they're out over there somehow. We've got a spy in England who sends them the tapes.
Right.
And they were playing Something so much they had an advance thing of it. They're red hot for it over there, so we'll probably release it.
That's all for now. I'll have many more Beatle deep dive videos coming, and if you want to find out where the song Something winds up on my top 10 Beatles best song list, I'll leave that link at the end of this video. Also, don't forget to check out the channel Vincognito that I mentioned. I'm going to leave a link for that in the description. He's got some great videos. I think any of you into the music theory side of the Beatles will really appreciate that. So there you go, and I hope to see you back here on Pop Goes the 60s.